Hello, in this video we're going to talk about how to apply limb solvers, inverse kinematics, to the limbs. We're going to use the rotate plane solvers. I have already installed my joints in the proper place. It's custom joint placement, so I want to make sure to build in a slight angle of rotation for my limbs that will help that IK know which way to solve. So for my legs, I have put my joint for my knee forward slightly and my ankle joint back slightly from the center of mass on the hips. So when that solver is applied, it's going to solve back. The leg will fold back as it's needed to. Same for the arms. I want to make sure to only establish an angle of rotation in one direction. So notice the front direction is nice and straight for this limb. However, on the top view, it's slightly angled. Slight angle of rotation here where the elbow is slightly back. The wrist is slightly forward, so when that IK is applied, your arm will fold in the proper direction. So let's go ahead and apply those. Start with the leg. Sometimes it's a little easier to see how to apply those when you're in the perspective view. So I'm zooming in on my legs. And right up here in the rigging category of tools, I'm going to click on the skeleton drop down. That second category of tools under IK, create IK handle. Get your options box up. By default now in 2018, Maya rotate plane solver is selected by default. If you're in an older version of Maya, you'll have to select rotate plane solver. Single chain solver is the default. That's selected. Go ahead and notice that that now is in your quick access panel here. Now to apply the IK chain, what you're going to do is click on the parent first, then count down 2 joints only and establish the child. So I'm going to start at the top of the hips, click on the joint at the top of the hips. 1 joint, 2 joints is the ankle. Click on the ankle joint, and you can see now that you have the rotate plane solver applied. If I select the green arrow, the Y, and draw that up now, you can see that the fold in the bone is going the proper direction. And once I've skinned my character to those bones, you'll see the leg follow along. Alright, because it's nice and straight in the other directions, I'm not going to have any kind of weird solving where it goes 2 directions at one time. Just keep that in mind. We're going back after that same tool and apply that to the other leg. Parent joint, 1, 2, child joint, and now you have those applied to both legs. Now notice that you only have control of moving that as a puppet string. However, we have more control over our leg than that. We can also direct the position of our knee, and that is functionality that is available to you with the rotate plane solver with the addition of a custom handle. So let's go ahead and build a custom handle. I'm going to use my curves and surfaces tab here and just simply generate a NURBS sphere as a custom handle. Scale that down and hide my mesh. I'm going to just go ahead and snap that directly to the knee joint. So holding my V as in Victor, key down, I'm going to grab that right in the center and pop that right on the knee joint so that it's attached there. And then I'm going to offset that right out front so that I can easily access that even when I'm using the IK string to fold the leg. It's not going to get in the way of the leg folding. Alright, I'm going to duplicate that now, and I'm going to also go ahead and make sure that's in the proper alignment with my other. So I'm going to go ahead and snap that, draw that out front. If you like precision, you can go ahead and align that with your grid if you choose. I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and put that right out there. You can in fact snap to the grid if you want to. Precision with rigging is absolutely necessary. Clean rigging is going to get you the best result for your animation. Now, to apply this custom handle and get control of the position of my knee, I'm simply going to select my handle, shift select the end effector for the IK. It's a little crosshatched line work there. And I'm going to come right up here to constrain drop down, apply the pole vector constraint. Get your options box up. Go ahead and reset that, best practice, and add. Now you'll notice that a vector is coming from the parent of the IK straight out to the custom handle. And in order to see how that function works for you, I'm going to draw up the IK so the bend in the knee is evident. And then I'm going to select my handle, and I can now control the side-to-side motion of my knee with my custom handle. Alright, now the one thing that I didn't do, and it's very important, so I'm going to digress just a little bit. Every object that you use needs to be free of data before you use it as a rigging object. You can use them as rigging objects, however, with data on that, it's going to cause issues down the road. So I'm going to go undo the use of that constraint. And before I use this handle, you can see that in the channel box I have data on that. I'm going to edit drop down, delete by type history, and modify drop down, freeze transformations. Alright, reset and click. Do the same thing for my other object. Edit drop down, delete by type history, modify drop down, freeze transformations. Now you can see that those objects are free of data, and I can use those safely as rigged objects. So again, I'm glad. The order of selection is really important here when you're using constraints. Select your handle, shift select your end effector for your IK, constrain drop down, pole vector constraint. You've already reset that, so we know that's clear, and apply. Alright, select the handle. We're doing the other leg now. Shift select the IK, end effector, constrain, pole vector constrain. Now those are set and ready to go for you. You're going to do the same thing with the arms, and these are also limbs. You can use the limb solver on those. You get a lot more functionality in a very short period of time. Alright, we're going to do the arms together quickly. We have the IK rotate plane solver available in the quick access panel still, so go ahead and select on that. Shoulder, 1, 2 joints, apply. Alright, other side, shoulder, click on it, 1, 2, count down 2 joints and apply. Now we have the IK on the arms. We're going to go ahead and create our custom handles. Alright, scaling down. I'm going to snap to the elbow. Alright, I'm going to duplicate that and snap to the other elbow here. And I'll just grab both objects, switching to the top-down view. I can go ahead and offset those in the same distance and wire those in one at a time. Oh, make sure to delete history Now that they're in position, scaled appropriately, delete history, freeze transforms. Notice what happens in the channel box when you do that. Delete by type history, freeze transforms. Now we can use them to wire in. End effector, constraint, pull vector. Okay, one more time. Select the handle first. Shift select the end effector for the IK. Constrain, pull vector constraint. Now to test, and everything that you apply, you should test as you go. We're going to test the functionality of the arm and the elbow. Now keep in mind, the only thing this handle should be doing is controlling the direction of the elbow up and down. It doesn't work going this way. It doesn't work going this way. Well, a little bit. But that's not the function. It's to control the direction of the elbow. So I'm going to go ahead and undo all these positions. All right, and save this iteration. And I will go ahead and stop the video at this time and come back to apply the next form of custom rigging. Thank you for joining me today.